Whoa, whoa, you see his dance moves. Whoa. Whoa, that's dislocated. Gary, pull that back in. Just pull that back in. Oh! Today, a well-requested video that's been asked for many, many times on Instagram, on YouTube, on every social media that I have is, Richard, what the hell do you actually do? This video may make it more confusing, might explain some stuff, but what I'm going to talk about today is this thing right here, our Growth Getters mentorship program. This is my core focus, the thing I put most of my time into. It is the kind of number one thing we put resources into in terms of our office and all that kind of stuff. Now, who is this video actually suited to mostly? Business owners, entrepreneurs. This right here we do with only people that own businesses or people that are entrepreneurs. That doesn't mean that if you're watching this and you're like, oh, Richard, normally I just watch your car reviews, or I'm maybe a little bit too young, or I've not got a business as of yet. You're probably still going to learn some cool stuff inside this video, but I feel like it's my fault that people still ask me, Richard, what do you do with Growth Getters? What actually is Growth Getters? That's my problem for not putting out enough information. Now, there's plenty of information on growthgetters.com, digitaldominationworkshop.com, all of our webinars and all that kind of stuff, but I need to stop presuming that all of you guys have actually seen that stuff. So on today's whiteboard video, I'm going to be breaking down what Growth Getters is, how it can benefit a business owner, what your life kind of looks like without something like Growth Getters, because I know that because that was me for years until I made the bloody thing. And yeah, then maybe you guys can see if it's something that you think is going to be of benefit to you, or you might be able to tell me in the comments, Richard, that's shite, nobody's ever going to buy that, that's crap program, you should cancel it. And then you might be right, who knows, time will tell. So, as an entrepreneur, there's a bunch of things that take up the majority of your time, whether it be the actual work that you do, right? Marketing, so this covers like your social media, emails, kind of everything, right? So payments down here, invoices and stuff, right? Your actual personal life as well. Forgetting that 99% of entrepreneurs actually have a personal life. Not that we feel like we have one, but we do. And then you've got everything in between. All you're just going to the gym, time for education, family stuff. If you have a family, I literally live on my own, in my own house, so I don't really have those kinds of responsibilities. All this stuff adds up to a pretty immense amount of time. Now, one of the big things that we try to do with Growth Getters, and the reason we designed this whole program, is to reduce the wastage of this right here. It is literally the most precious commodity we have as humans, not even just business owners, but time is the most crucial thing we need to manage and make sure we can almost create more of. We literally can't create more time, but by making tasks way easier, way more efficient, far more simple to do, we can kind of artificially engineer ourselves having more time. Now, how do we actually do this? Well, it's not like we're not a recruitment agency. It's not like we have these superhuman cyborg robots. We're not involved in human trafficking, so we don't get you like 15 people for the price of one. That's not what we do. We use something that, even if you're not well versed with it, you have heard of it. We use and coach AI, right? So how we generate, create, and by the way, keen focus on social media and marketing, because that's what I'm best at. That's what I've made most of my money and nearly all of my businesses from, is my ability to market myself well online, build good content, do it very efficiently. And it works for every single business. So many people think, oh, my customers aren't online, or my customers don't use social media. Yeah, you might be watching this and you're being a bit of a knob because you're a real admiral in the blooming Royal Navy. Yeah, guess what? You're not going to be getting anybody on your boat through Instagram anytime soon, even though the Army and the Navy do run ads to get people to join. But you get my point. If you are an entrepreneur, business owner, trades, hairdressers, investors, financial services, like, it does not matter what you are, coaching, consulting, fitness, PT, like, I don't care what it is you do. This stuff right here will absolutely change your business forever, right? Absolutely forever. I'll give you an idea of what my old weeks used to look like. And remember, AI is still so new in the world. You may be a young person that's playing about with ChatGPT and different systems like that, DALL-E and all that kind of stuff that's available. And you might feel like everybody knows about AI because you and your friends talk about it and there's someone in your work who's really good at it or whatever it may be. We're still at this weird middle ground where you're still getting first mover advantage as an entrepreneur, utilising AI systems, and realistically, not that many people actually know about it. And the people that know about it, the amount of people I hear, oh yeah, I tried ChatGPT, I didn't really like it. That's because you don't know how to use it. Plain and simple, that's because you're shit at using it. So you still have first mover advantage available with this stuff as long as you're fast. So what a week kind of used to look like for me was, if we looked at actual hours worked, so this is before I wash myself, this is before I eat, go to the gym, any of that kind of stuff. And bear in mind, at this point, I was putting out YouTube videos, Instagram content, I was editing and filming every single thing myself, I was writing all my own email marketing, I was just replying to my general emails, having to actually do my work, go and view houses, make offers, like meet with investors, all that kind of stuff. Like, this is based on real life application side of my business. So the hours I was working per week was probably close to 75 or so, right? Like, that's how many hours I was working per week. Do I know other people who work way more hours? Absolutely. I'm not saying that I was working the hardest in the world, but as a solopreneur, making somewhere around 10k a month every single month, that's the kind of time that I was having to put in, right? So my hours worked were pretty high. In terms of my personal life, I am not super social anyway. I don't like nights out and stuff like that. But I do like playing my PlayStation, having time with my friends, exercising, hitting things, boom, boom. Yeah, add in some sound effects, please, Gary. I want to do that just so people... My personal life here became a bit of an issue. Didn't really have much of personal life. Pretty much zero, right? Not that I was, like I said, I'm not a super social person in terms of traditional social life for young people, but it was pretty lonely, to be honest, and entrepreneurship's lonely enough. This was worse. And honestly, when it came down to the quality of my output, aka the service that I was giving my clients, if I was to score this out of 10, just being totally objective and honest and a harsh critic of myself, knowing what I know now, it was like 3 out of 10, right? So this is what an average week looked like for me. And 75 hours, much as a lot, I would say that in terms of revenue generating work, sales appointments, sending invoices, viewing the actual properties, all that kind of stuff, realistically, that was maybe 50% of the time. The rest of the time was me maintaining my social media profile, editing my videos, recording my videos, putting myself out there. I wasn't doing it to become an influencer. I wasn't doing it because I just wanted followers to get me into nightclubs or whatever nonsense people do. I was doing all of this to build a personal brand. So you can be building a personal brand or a business brand or both, really doesn't matter. But I was doing that to get more people to look at me in the hopes that the more people that looked at me, the more people would be able to potentially buy from me. It's very, very simple. The more people you can get to actually view your stuff, the more chances that people who are relevant to your product are going to see you and they're potentially going to spend money with you, right? So 50% of those hours are being spent on non-revenue generating tasks, stuff that I still seen as essential, social media and all that kind of stuff. But this down here just was not good enough. The fact that I was able to do all of this myself, look back and go, my quality for my clients was 3 out of 10, and quality for my non-clients, which I'll talk about in a second, and still be able to make 100k a year, not too bad, pretty impressive, but not impressive for like a good reason, impressive for like, wow, that's incredible that you could be that shit at some stuff and still do it. What I mean by my quality being low, like when I was sending invoices, think about this, right? I'm sitting at my desk. I didn't have an office at this point. I've probably got an office during this point, but I'm in the transition from being in my mum's house, my mum and dad's house, in my bedroom, doing all my work there, or the David Lloyd gym, to having my own house and not really having a huge amount of space. And I would be sitting, and I would be recording my videos, and I would be editing my videos, and then I would look at my time, and I'd be like, okay, I've got a potential sales appointment in 15 minutes. I need to talk to this person on Zoom. Then I would go on Zoom, and then you're on Zoom with the person, and as you're talking to them on Zoom, you're trying to take notes down to understand their situation and their affordability and just all the stuff you need to remember. Even though if you record the Zoom call, realistically, you're not going to have the time or desire to go back through and watch it all again and transcribe these notes. So I'm watching that, and then you come off the call, and let's say you make a sale with that person, you're agreeing with them. You've closed them, and they agree that the product's good for them. You're going to need to manually make the invoices, or so I was then, manually do my invoices, send them the invoices, payment details, all that kind of stuff. But as soon as I get off the call, my phone's ringing to someone else, and I forgot that I've got another call back to back because I was shit at organising my diary. So I'm like, oh, I'm forgetting to send that person that invoice, but I need to talk to this person. Then you're talking to that person, then you come off that call when something else has happened, or it's time to go to a viewing, and then 3 days later, you've not even sent that person the invoice. Because you're just, like, if you are a business owner, you have been there. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And you're spending Friday, Saturday, Sunday thinking, what have I missed this week? What have I missed? I wasn't utilising a diary. I wasn't utilising a CRM, Google Sheets empire, just trying to hold things together. And it was good enough that I could make 10k a month, so I still thought I was the boy. But I wasn't, ultimately, right? I really, really wasn't. So with this situation I was in, there was no way I was going to scale to where I needed to go. No way. Because I had the right attitude. My work ethic was good. I was trying my best to manage all this stuff. Also, I was a complete idiot. So if I was making 10 grand a month, how much do you think I was spending? Probably about £10,000 a month. I'd never had money before in my life. I had literally never had money. That's when the first month I made £10,000 and bought a Rolex. The very, very first month. Look at me now. Watchless, right? Like, the first month I made 10k, I went and bought a Rolex. And then it was, okay, I'm going to get an A45 AMG. Okay, now I'm going to buy all this designer clothes. And then I'm going to go on holiday. All the stuff I could never do. I don't hate myself for it. I don't particularly regret it. I think I need to get that out of my system. But that's the situation I was in. So for those of you thinking, Richard, why don't you just hire a member of staff? I wasn't in a scaling mindset. I was in a stupid mindset where I thought I'd made it and life was completed and I could never be more successful than I was then, doing 75 hours a week. So I knew that I had to, if I wanted to have any quality of life, and that's what we always talk about, entrepreneurship, the great thing about it is freedom and all that kind of stuff. If I had to have any quality of life, yeah, I was going to need to have staff and an office and, you know, change my sales process and stuff like that. But the big thing that was hurting me was time. How the hell do I get my time down? There's a couple of different ways that I could have done that. Let's talk about the hiring version for a second. Now, my biggest things were managing my social media. So let's just use SMM here to denote social media manager, right? Let's talk about, let's just say a videographer and video editor right there. So that's 2 hires straight away. Probably just needing an admin person as well. And I was running all my own ads and stuff like that too, quite terribly at that point, might add. But I was doing it and it was holding together and it was okay. So an ads manager down here as well. And that would have freed up probably, because that's doing all my payments, all my invoices, that's making my videos, editing them. That person's then going to send all that stuff to my social media manager, who's going to populate Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, whatever I need. And my ads manager is going to deal with getting the leads for me. So I'm doing less prospecting, less messaging, less networking with people. That's a pretty solid team to have for the situation that I was in. But here's the reality. Social media manager, for a decent one, yeah, you might get some random Indian fella message you on Instagram. Hey sir, I can manage your social media for $17.99 a fortnight. Not really my choice, right? But we're going to talk about full-time employees here. For a decent one, you're going to be looking at about 30k a year. For a good videographer, by the way, not including the fact that you're going to have to spend, for good stuff like the stuff we have in here, our crazy camera setup we have right now, green screens, like we have got tens of thousands of pounds of camera equipment in here. Even just for a basic setup, you might only be £3,000-4,000 for all the stuff that you need, right? And getting your guy a MacBook and blah, blah, blah. There's nothing I hate more, and I'm sure Gary behind the lens agrees with me because he's been working with me for a while. We knew each other before. I personally think it's disrespectful, and I'm not even a videographer, when someone's like, I want to hire a videographer for 20k a year, plus I want you to have all of your own kit. I want you to provide the thousands of pounds of camera equipment. I want you to provide your own MacBook. I want you to pay for your own editing software. If you do that, you're kinda a shithead, in my opinion, right? You want to do it properly and have a loyal team and provide for them the best way possible. So videographer plus all the kit and all that, let's not even count the kit, we'll put that here. 10k, 5k, something like that. Videographer, you're gonna be somewhere around that 30k as well. For a solid admin person, all you business owners out there who go straight for cheap, hiring quality is important. Can you get a young woman who's, you know, just out of college, who's done administration, to come in for 16, 17k a year? Absolutely. Can you trust them to work independently and have the forethought and act as a PA when required? Never. Absolutely not. So at absolute minimum, I'm going to be saying 25k here. And it's just realistic for you guys to, you know, plan for building teams and stuff like that. These are all really important hires. And for a good ads manager, I'm going to say 30 as well, right? Now, firstly, this doesn't include the fact that all of these people need time off. These people can have, like life events, maternity leave. You've got pension contributions. They actually cost more than what is denoted here on the prices. But let's just say 3, 6, 9 plus 25 is 115,000, right? In this example, you're still doing all your own sales calls. You're still doing all your own meetings and stuff like that, but cool, that's totally fine. Well, here at 115k, you divide that by, you're somewhere in the region of £10,000 a month in salaries. You'd hire one, maybe you would hire the ads person first, because then you get more leads in, you can in effect make more sales. That's before you include the fact that if you have a full-time ads manager, you're probably going to be wanting to spend at least 10k a month on ads. It's doubling your net spend straight away. But yeah, you hire the ads person first, get more leads, sell a bit more, get a bit more of a budget in, bring the admin person in to make sure the payment's getting done on time. Yeah, cool, fine. So you're around about 10k a month straight away just for this team here, right? I don't know about you guys, but even when I was making 10k a month, like I said, I wasn't saving anything. The idea of meeting, my first member of staff, I think I paid 18 or 19k a year. And I was wrong, because I expected so much of that person. I expected them to learn new skills and be so self-sufficient. And I didn't realise that the problem was actually me. I was the issue, right? I was a really bad leader back then. And I think I'm a better leader now, maybe. No, I'm a better leader now. I'm certainly not the I'm certainly not the best, but I set up an environment and higher quality and all that kind of stuff, right? So this is a situation that we're in. If you want to have that output and get that time back, if you have that 115k that you want to set aside in salaries, you want to build this team, amazing, right? Fantastic. But here's the funny thing about what we can do, and this is not to say that you shouldn't, be inspired to have a big team and build a big business. But we all are at that point sometimes of solopreneurship, super small teams, tight cash flow. Also, there's nothing I think is better than having a team and training them in the stuff that we do. That makes every individual member of staff like 2 people. You have 5 people in your office, you've got the output of 10 people, and they are less stressed, happier. It's crazy what this stuff can do, right? So you think about your social media management, because even if you are one of these people or it's done word of mouth business, that's a scary, scary thing. I'm actually going to remind myself to do a video just on why the pride of being a word of mouth business is an absolute fallacy. It's one of the most dangerous things you could ever do. Being a word of mouth business is not something to be proud of. I'm sorry, it's just true. I'm not saying you've got a bad business, but you shouldn't, I'm a word of mouth business, I don't need to run ads. No. Well done. You don't know where your next meal's coming from. Fantastic, right? Good for you. So all this stuff here is key to revenue generation. We're not doing social media and stuff just to get likes and followers. All of this is about generating revenue. That's why I have a keen focus on marketing and stuff like that. If we look at our social media marketing, video editing, writing the captions, making images, all the different things is needed to have a social media presence like my own. Look at my shorts on YouTube Shorts. Look at my personal Instagram account at Richard Greg Dixon, exact same username as I have here on YouTube. Look at all of that stuff and look at my content. Look at the @GrowthGetters Instagram account, whatever it may be. None of that stuff is made by a human in full. None of that. My LinkedIn as well, my email marketing, everything is done with AI systems. Absolutely everything. AI video editors, AI text-based models, your ChatGPTs and stuff, AI audio cleansers, you name it, it is literally all done with AI. Every single thing. The videos you watch with things popping up and emojis and sound effects and all that, that's done by AI, and it's done in a fraction of the time. I can have fully populated social media across every single platform done by AI. Those systems specific to my social media marketing probably definitely cost me less than £100 a month. And I can probably do this in about 90 minutes a week, something like that, right? So we're going to 90 minutes a week and around about £1,000 a year. So we're saving 29k in comparison to a full-time member of staff. Mad. and we're doing it in a tiny, tiny amount of time. So you can see by reducing the amount of time it takes to do these things, we can turn one member of staff into the equivalent of sometimes a 4 or 5 person team. I always use the example of one person is 2 people because you don't want to put loads of pressure on one person, right, and expect them to have loads of key skills and be a proper unicorn member of staff. But this right here is incredible off the bat, straight away. Now, in terms of our admin and payments and all that kind of stuff, we've got amazing systems, CRM systems like Monday, things that we use like Xero, Stripe, all kinds of stuff that you don't really need to have like a big massive business and a huge budget to have. Automatically sends invoices, automatically compiles payment details. Generally, you can get stuff like this. Also, I have an AI-based personal assistant that reminds me what I'm doing every single day, tells me the highest priority things inside my diary. If I move a task to another day, what we'll do is collateralize different tasks to make sure that I get at least 1 free day a week that I can just use for myself. That I always end up working on because that's what I like doing. People always say, oh, Richard, you should chill out. You should take a day off. You should do this. That's what you want to do, not what I want to do. I'm busy building shit. So the admin stuff, we can literally get this solved. My AI-based personal assistant is what? £8 a month? £6 a month? £6 a month. The other stuff, all your payment stuff, whether it's invoice to go, all the automated payment stuff, is free versions or very, very cheap. So you're going to be somewhere around £15 per month. All you need to do is set this stuff up once. It's going to take you 60 seconds or so every time you need to register a payment. You might use 20 minutes a week, right? It's £15 every single month. So what, 150 quid a year or so? Mad. Ads, right? We use really high level attribution software to get about 35% higher efficiency inside of our ads. You can use stuff like Stape for server-side tracking. You can use stuff like Hyros, Wicked Reports. Is ClickMagic one of them? I've never used it, but I know some people have spoken about that before. I personally use Hyros. It's a little bit more expensive, a couple $100 a month. Probably cost me maybe £1,500 a year, £2,000 a year, but literally makes my ads 35% more efficient. Do you know the awesome thing is? A big part of the ads is what video you're making for your ads, what imaging you're using for your ads, what carousel you're putting on your ads, how good is your ad copywriting? Are you able to actually motivate your customers to make a decision in your copywriting? The same systems that do that make our videos for our ads, make our images for our ads, make our copywriting for our ads, all of that kind of stuff. So the majority, and also our Growth Getters program, we teach people how to actually build Facebook ads. We show them how to build Facebook ads, we show them how to embed pixels, we show them how to create custom audiences, we show them how to create lookalike audiences, we host them all in online programs and all that kind of stuff, so they get all of this stuff. So here, they have no need to have to, the costs are all collateralized in here, and it's going to take them, what, maybe 30 to 60 minutes per week to run their ads, and it's going to cost them zero, minus the ad spend that they would spend anyway. There's no extra cost associated to this. What was the other bit I had in here? There was 4 things. Videos, well, I've collateralized that. Yeah, that's inside here. So this is what it looks like. And this is what we do in Growth Getters. We bring people along, we show them how to make the best social media content they have ever made. People are either not doing it, or they're spending crazy amounts of time doing it, or they're trying to do it and it's crap. That's it. There's 99.9% of business owners are doing this completely wrong. They don't know how to use the AI systems. They don't even know that they exist. Some of the stuff we can do is amazing. Fixing people's eye contact. Richard, I'm too nervous. I read off a script when I'm doing my ads. Like, I'm trying to go like this and look up at the camera. We've got AI systems that just fixes your eye contact. Here you can sit and read on your script, no problem. And it's going to fix your eye contact and make you look like you were looking at the camera the whole time. It's insane what we can do. So the social media solved, admin solved, ads solved. It's nuts. This is like 3 key components of any business in 2024. And we're able to do it for a couple of £1,000s per year instead of 115,000. Not bad. We're able to do it in a tiny amount of time per week. You're not managing teams and all that kind of stuff. This allows you to scale more without staff or with less staff. Then when it's time to get a member of staff, you train them on this stuff and they become hyper efficient machines. Not only that, are people that attend our Growth Getter stuff just so you understand the structure? You spend 3 days live with us here at our education centre. Jeez, oh. AI, pick that up for me. Nah, we're not that good, sorry. You spend 3 days with us live here at our HQ in Glasgow. So you're spending literally 3 full days with me where I teach you all of this stuff. 12 months access to a whole online library of, what am I going to call this? I'll just call it, it's on school. So 12 months inside of our school, you're going to get different courses on sales and negotiation. Richard, why have you got sales and negotiation inside of there? Well, if I'm going to make your leads better, if I'm going to make you have more customers, if I'm going to make you have to deal with more prospective purchasers, I might as well make you better at sales as well, because your lead quality is only good as your sales quality. You can have the best leads in the world. If you can't sell, you're going to be absolutely scuppered, right? 12 months of school access. You get Zoom calls every single month. You get support off the team. You get all of this stuff for a full year. So this isn't an online course. This isn't like a, oh, come along, attend for a couple of days, see you later. This is like a full 12 months. We're committing a year. And it's of serious mentorship. It's not like, you know, I'll come to the course, see you later. You see me every single month on Zoom calls. You speak to my team whenever you need it. That's what Growth Getters looks like. So really what we're looking to do is make you go from this guy who's tired, stressed, not doing his customers any big favours, the money is maybe down a little bit. That's the kind of situation you're in. But by the way, business is always hard. It's always going to be hard. So that's why it's so important if we can make it a little bit easier in some ways, cool. And what we're trying to make you here is this person. No big nose for this guy. He's just happy, doesn't need a nose. What does he need a nose for? He's got AI. Smell it through the computer, doesn't matter. This person here, less stressed, more free time. Like, we're able to buy business owners back on average 20 hours per week. That's 20 hours per week that you can work more. So if you bill yourself out £100 an hour, boom, there you go. Extra 2k a week, nice one. But if you want those 20 hours back because you can't remember the last time you got to pick your kids up from school, then that's fine as well. We're trying to reduce time wastage, reduce what you have to do inside your business, reduce unnecessary staffing costs, apply AI across all of our businesses to make more money, reduce stress, eventually train our staffs on it, and have hyper efficient teams inside of our businesses and be the best entrepreneurs possible. So that right there is what Growth Getters is. Hopefully that's made sense. If it's something you're interested in, you should click the link in the bio. You can go and see more on the Growth Getters website. You can apply to come along to one of our trainings. The reason we say apply is to make sure that we don't get anybody who is an influencer or a gimp that comes along to any of our training. The reason being is one bad person inside a room can ruin it. We're here to help business owners grow through AI. If you're looking to get free flip-flops sent to you by H&M to post them on Instagram, go and speak to someone else. I am not your guy. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it. Drop a like, drop a comment, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.